Wow. Oh, wow. So this is pretty. Wow, everything is flying in the car. Wow. Hello guys, Ivan here and welcome to new video. So today we are here with the new 2025 Mercedes AMG, and this is the GLE 53 Hybrid and in the coupe shape. And today we will go for a drive and we will check out what you can expect from this new plug-in hybrid version of the 53 GLE Coupe. And special thanks to AMG Performance Center Bratislava-Lamac for having us here today. So let's take a closer look here at the exterior. Now looking at the GLE 53 Hybrid, this essentially has some new features which doesn't come on the mild hybrid version. For example, let's check out here from the front. We have additional cooling here at the front nose. Check it out. So it's much more open for additional cooling. And this is the facelift version. The plug-in hybrid comes only as a facelift. So we can see the new daylight running lights, new design of the LEDs, one eyebrow and four shorter stripes here, AMG grille, and of course we have the AFFALTERBACH badge here as a heritage. This is the obsidian black metallic, really popular metallic with two power domes. Looks really menacing, really cool this car, and I really like how this looks after the facelift. Also check out here the bumper. It has now more sharp design, so when you look at this from here you can see the more sharp edges here. And overall this is a version with the night package. You can also get the extended night package, which will actually darken the grille for the dark chrome and also the badges. In terms of the wheels, here we have more or less sort of not off-road wheels of course, but here we have the smallest wheels, so you can get 21 and 22. These are the 21s, and then we can say the base option for the wheels. You can get these wheels also in like a black design, black inserts together with the silver. So these are really nicely looking in my opinion. If you should go for 21 or 22, I would say if you have bad roads around where you are driving, then I would suggest 21. It's always best to have as much rubber for the off-road as possible, or for the bad roads than with the 22-inch. So that is much more appreciated and also much better for the potholes. But otherwise I would go for 22 cross-spoke AMG wheels, but similar styling actually to this one you can get on G63 on off-road version. A little bit different of course, but you have these sort of 5 sections on the wheel. Also here we have the embossed AMG logo, and you can see high performance brakes as well. 400 by 38 millimeters are the front ventilated brake discs. These are also 6 piston, so high performance with the silver calipers and white lettering for the AMG logo. The tire size is 275 45 21 inch, and these are of course the Pilot Sport 4 SUV. So these are the Michelin tires. M01 is actually the compound, AMG compound is named M01. In terms of the rears, 370 by 32 millimeters are rear brakes with a single fixed piston, check it out, smaller ones with the AMG logo as well. Always the more powerful brakes are in the front than in the back. Now let's check out the silhouette of the coupe. You can get this car as an SUV as well. Here we have the more sporty, we can say, design with the coupe shape. So it's always a debate, which one do you actually like more, the coupe or the SUV? For me personally, I'm leaning towards the coupe. I have to tell you the SUV is more practical, but the coupe nonetheless is more stylish in my opinion. Some people say different stuff, but the fact that it exists means that we have a target group for these cars, and definitely it looks more sporty, it looks lighter because the rear is cut here in terms of the design, and we don't have any C-pillar which we had with the GLE, so this one is more sporty in terms of the design. So let's take a closer look here at the back. So here we have new design for the tail lamps. Let's actually turn them on. So the LEDs were before around the edges on the pre-facelift. Now we have this one stripe, which of course consists of actually two stripes, but like a one stripe design. We have 4 exhaust pipes for the 53 series. So how you can tell that this is a plug-in hybrid? So you can see here the GLE 53 had red surrounding. This is really on all hybrid models of the AMG. So if you want to change this, you can change this and get the normal badging, but what you cannot change, of course, is the charging flap. So on this side we have actually the fuel flap, and the larger one is on this side. So it's not on the bumper like on some other vehicles in this sort of place. It's on the side, which I prefer personally in terms of the design. It looks cleaner. Here you can see some charging information, and this is for the AC charging, and this is for the DC fast charging. So talking about the plug-in hybrid battery, 31.2 is the capacity of the battery here. The usable is just under 25 kilowatt hours, so much bigger than some other e-performance versions of the AMGs. And this is actually the first hybrid. There is no e-performance version of the GLE nor the GLS, so these are basically not in this lineup, but we have some other ones like the C63 and S63 GT 4-door e-performance, SL and GT 2-door. So this gives us a different setup. So this is actually the P2 hybrid, not the P3 hybrid, which is the performance hybrid on the e-performance. And you can tell this very easily actually looking at this badge here. So you can see a hybrid here with this sort of red line and silver one and black one and turbo as well. So in this case we are looking at the electric range of about 82 to 87 kilometers according to the WLTP. You can see the miles, and this is, for most of the people, this is enough range actually to travel most of the daily tasks. So for sure this is for many people this is enough, not for everyone of course, but that's why you have then also the gas engine which you can turn on, or actually we'll talk about it how you can turn on and how it turns on off when we are actually driving. So that's also something to discuss. And now we can take a look and talk about how it's implemented with the hybrid unit. So here we have the well-known 3.0 liter 6-cylinder inline engine. This is now paired with the electric motor, and the engine is revised and has a 14 horsepower more than on the pre-facelift or facelift mild hybrid version, and that's 449 horsepower. That's the same as in E53, the new one, and also the CLE 53. So across these three models this is actually changed and more powerful, so that is also a nice thing to have, of course. And 100 kilowatts is actually the power from the hybrid electric motor, hybrid side of the car. So together this is 544 horsepower of system output and 750 newton meters of system torque. And with this amount of the power, the car can sprint from 0 to 100 km per hour in only 4.7 seconds. The mild hybrid version, the 53 one, without the hybrid, only mild hybrid, can do that in 5 seconds. So 3/10 faster actually than the mild hybrid. And the top speed is limited to 250 km per hour, 155 miles per hour. Alright guys, so now let's do a startup, cold start actually here. And now let's check out the practicality, the cargo capacity of the hybrid. Alright guys, so let's open the boot. You can do it here by pressing and flipping this badge, Mercedes badge, or what we can do is kick here and it will open electrically, automatically. So here is the boot. So when we look first at this, you can fold this away. I wouldn't tell you that here are batteries, but somewhere here underneath all of this are actually plug-in hybrid batteries, and I think this is very good result because you don't have any bump like before on some other models you had here in the boot. And I couldn't find exact liters. Maybe after the drive I will try to find exact liters of this, basically the trunk capacity. But looking at this, it's very good, I actually have to tell you. Usually it's flat or even goes like this, straight, and then even upwards a little bit in the plug-in hybrids, and then you have basically straight line. And here it goes down here, quite a lot actually. This could be like 10 centimeters or 8 centimeters, around 3-4 inches. Which I think it's a good result for sure. So this definitely hides that it is plug-in hybrid. Also for many people in some markets, you have actually the CO2 tax. So with this, the taxes are much lower. That is also something to keep in mind, and what you can actually, how you can actually benefit from buying this vehicle instead of the mild hybrid. So for me this is a good result and it's pretty usable. If you get the SUV, you get even better, so even better results in terms of the cargo capacity. So that is truly something what I like. So here you can lower the vehicle in the back, and we have also here the 12-volt socket. So all in all, really useful. I'm not actually sure what is this, but you have charging cable. You can leave this at home if you don't want to carry this. Most of the charging stations have cables built in. Sometimes you can find a charging station which actually doesn't have anything. It's sort of like a pole sticking out of the ground. Then you need your cable, otherwise you don't need this. So I would personally leave it at home most of the time. And this is just an umbrella here for the rain, and some basic stuff here, I believe. So yeah, pretty good in terms of the plug-in hybrid vehicles. I think it's a fantastic result. Also, if you need more cargo or you want to tow something, you have a tow hook for more cargo space. Also for the bikes, so you can mount attachment here, and basically you can have a bike's cargo box or some other accessories as well, or you can tow a trailer as well. So many options, a lot of practicality for the GLE 53 hybrid, which I'm actually quite happy. And how gorgeous this car looks. I quite like this in this black, business-like, and also this Boss style with the black, of course. And here we have the small lip on the boot door, on the tailgate how do you like this? Let me know in the comment section down below. I think it's subtle, but I like this, that it looks sort of a little bit of the sportiness added to the trunk, but still we have 4 exhaust pipes. These are in dark chrome, check it out, with the AMG logos, and also the diffuser has 4 fins. And wow, I actually really like this car, how it looks. I didn't expect this to like it as much in this configuration. Maybe I would change the wheels for the ones with the black inserts. Also you can change the brakes for the red color. I would probably do that. SUV for sure more practical, this one is more lifestyle choice, but still you have quite a lot of practicality even with this version. Alright guys, so now let's check out the interior. This is the facelifted version of the GLE 53. The biggest change, what you can see here, is the AMG Performance steering wheel and also the MBUX system, which is now updated to the latest version. Let's take a look from the passenger side. That would be also interesting. Now we have warming up the engine, and check out here from the passenger side how this looks to you guys. Let me know in the comment section down below. Let's do a wide angle. Now we can also see the sunroof here and the cockpit. I really like these handles, and you can also see here the cockpit design. I think this is a nice facelift update for the GLE with the touchpad still in the middle. And these are actually the most expensive seats which you can get. So these are the exclusive style AMG seats, leather seats with diamond stitching. You can also get manufacturer options in like pretty crazy colors, like red, yacht blue, and some other colors. So this is the second most expensive option with this diamond stitching. Definitely you can go even for most expensive one. So this one is the second one, but really nice design for me for sure. We already know this from the AMG, really gorgeous and super comfortable seats actually. So let's go back and let's check out the sunroof. So you can have sunroof on the ventilation like this. If you press here on the button, you can have it like this, check it out. The small gap just opened here, so you can have this small gap here. And you can also open this fully, the ventilation, like this. Now you actually have a fresh air coming to the vehicle. This is such a nice feature which many people know that this exists, but not everyone. That's why I'm showing this. Not everyone has seen how this works and how it looks from the outside. I really appreciate that Mercedes and AMG are still doing these roofs which you can open, because it's so cool. You can have a fresh air, and it's just a little bit closer to the cabriolet feeling for sure. And even in the winter it actually can pull so much light from the sky into the cabin. And if it's too hot, you can actually close here the sunshade, which I quite like, because on some other cars you cannot even do that. You have this sort of glass which can be dimmed, but that doesn't really work always. So you have tinted glass here as well, not as much as on other cars, because we still want light coming into the cabin. And if it's too sunny, what you can do is you can press one more time. Now the sunshade will actually deploy, and we can cover from the sunlight. It's a little bit see-through, but not as much, so nothing will burn on your head, no sun basically. So that is for sure really good. Not every brand is doing this, and I truly love this feature of the sunroof. So if you want to look at the fuel fill cap, you need to press here and now run here, and it will open automatically. Check it out. And here we have actually cap which says hybrid. You can change this for the AMG one as well. It's easy enough. And you can also order this and change this very easily. You can also see 95 octane is minimum, 98 is optimal or more. You can see the tire pressures here as well for winter tires, summer tires, and E5, E10, even E25, which I have not seen yet. So this is also future-proofed for other versions of the gas which we'll have in the future, I assume. So that is also nice, and it is future-proofed. And now it's time to go for a ride in the new GLE 53 Hybrid and see what we can expect from this hybrid in terms of the electric driving and also in terms of the sound in Sport Plus. And we'll talk about the dynamics as well the suspensions and other things such as the steering feel. So let's go. We are now ready to go for a drive, and we will start in electric mode. What you can also do, let's first try this. You can go to off-road mode, and you have now trail mode. We don't have sand mode or other modes, we have only trail here in the 53 Coupe hybrid, plug-in hybrid version. So now the air suspension is actually going up, so it will so you will have a higher ground clearance, and this is for sure helpful in this sort of off-road situation. Even here, like on the trail road, gravel road, it's pretty easy to drive this, and I don't really feel that we are on the bad road. So that is something what is truly well calibrated. So now we will go on the main road. Let's go back to the normal modes, and we are lowering in terms of the ride height. So here with the facelift we have also something what I quite like a lot. Actually, I like this a lot. So what I like a lot about the facelift is the fact that we now have the full screen Apple CarPlay on we can say all Mercedes cars, but let's do acceleration. Okay, this is full gas on electric. And what is interesting, if you press here on the sound button, you get this sort of sound, which is I would say sort of this electric EQ sound, but also like a petrol engine sound mixed together. This is what I'm hearing. Maybe I'm hearing wrong, but it's not your typical EQ sound. It has sort of this EQ in this EQ direction, but I hear something like a petrol, a gas engine here. That's very interesting, so you'll explore this as well. But you can turn it off, and if you have music, podcast, this kind of stuff, if you are calling with someone, if you are on the call, you will not actually notice this as much. So here with the electric, let's accelerate. Okay, very cool. I would use it maybe often, but not always. I like the quiet aspect of the electric driving, so that is my preference in this case. So let's go here to Sport Plus in terms of the suspension. Now let's try what we can get out of this. Wow! Wow! So this is pretty. Wow! Everything is flying in the car. Wow! So I definitely didn't expect this. Even only electric mode would be faster than many cars on the road. This is very dynamic. Even we are still in electric mode, the engine is still sleeping. So wow, that was actually very surprising for me. So in the way the car was feeling, so what I felt was actually that the car was very stable, because this is what I never experienced in the big SUV such as the GLE or GLS, that we have added weight in the back, quite a significant portion, which is pressing onto the rear axle, which is main in this car. Then it also works with the front, so it shifts, but mainly we have most of the power goes on the rear for sure. Then it can go 50-50 or more on the front if you need that, of course, with the traction. Otherwise, I would say it's mostly rear-wheel drives. Rear wheels are doing most of the work, rear-wheel bias, four-wheel drive system. But wow, this was really really nice. We will also go to the forest on very sharp mountain road to experience what we can expect from this on this section. So that will be very interesting for me as well, how this car will behave on the sharp corners. So this car has added weight in terms of the plug-in hybrid, but as Chris Harris says, and he's a good driver, we can all agree with this, the added weight, you can only complain about the added weight when you actually can feel this. Here on the daily driving simulation, I'm actually really happy. Let's try here the brakes. The brake pedal is actually nicely calibrated. You need to press like the distance which you need to press is like longer, I would say, but it's very like continuous. You don't feel like this sort of bumps in terms of the braking. So let's go here to Sport Plus. Everything is warmed up. The engine is going to warm up in the short heat cycle like this. And now we have also added sound. So let's try some downshifts. Okay, let's hear this. We have also a tunnel here. So let's try here. Oh! Pretty close to the mild hybrid version of the GLE 53. Okay, so it looks like the sound is pretty solid. Okay, so let's see the sound. Steering really interestingly calibrated. Wow, you can definitely feel, okay, how the electric is actually helping, the electric motor. The car is not downshifting, it's actually using the electric power. Wow, the pops are loud. I would say this is on same level as mild hybrid. This is nice. The E53 hybrid, which I was driving just last week, I would say it was. Wow, okay. Okay, so this for sure is louder than the E53 hybrid which I was driving before. Now we are in the city, actually in small village, but yeah, we can say in the city. And what you can do, you shouldn't shut the engine down immediately. I would say that would be not as good because you need to cool down everything. So I would drive like this, or in sport mode. In sport mode, actually the engine works always. It doesn't turn off, it doesn't shut down. In comfort mode, it actually works like a true hybrid. So on some other previous models, in comfort mode, it would use the electric always until it will discharge, but in these hybrids it works in a way that we can actually try this. Now it's in terms of the engine, but when we will go outside of the city, what these cars do is if you press the accelerator, the throttle more, then it will start the engine and do the heavy lifting, the acceleration with the gas engine. And what is the reason behind this? The reason is that we need to maximize the electric range where it can be maximized. So here, when I'm driving like this slowly, this is the least amount electricity which you consume when you are already driving, not when you accelerate or when you are actually accelerating. That is not good for this. So let's go, and shortly we will accelerate. Now I'm accelerating to 70 km/h, but I'm doing this slowly. You can also go here, and this is also touchscreen, the screen as you can see here, and we can in display do additional speedometer, so we can see the mileage here. So we are going to accelerate now in comfort mode, as you can see here on this beautiful display. So let's go. Okay, so I was not doing kick down, but I pressed the pedal more. Now we are accelerating to 100 km/h. Okay, and now what this car will decide is how much force it needs to maintain this speed. If it needs the petrol engine, it will keep it on like this. We are going uphill, so it will keep the engine on, so it can actually do the heavy lifting with the gas engine. And then to go downhill or on the straight, it will shut the engine down, and you will just cruise with the electric, with the hybrid, with the quiet mode, right? Basically with the electric mode. But you will still have a C here for the comfort. So now we are still doing 100 km/h. So we are actually in 8th gear. We can go to 9th gear manually, and this is 62 mph, so we can maintain this speed. We are actually on the manual here. So let's go and change this to drive. Now it shuts down. So now we are going a little bit downhill, not much, and it turned off the engine because we don't need now the petrol engine. So yeah, that is actually smart, because you can maximize the electric range. Now we are in the second village, second small city, let's say, and we can turn on the Distronic, the full assistance systems, the car is steering, the usual stuff. And now it actually maintains the 50 km/h, 30 mph on electric. So in this way, if you are using electric always, you can do that, of course, in electric mode. But even in comfort, you try to maximize the electric, because if you are going on electric always, if the speeds are higher, you will actually have a smaller electric range, because the higher speeds, the airflow is essentially harder for the car, so it needs to actually produce more to resist this airflow. So that's why it is the most efficient at slower speeds, such as this in the city, and that is also how you can maximize this. Also, what is pretty cool, now it shows you gear. So I think this simulates in a way in which gear you would be at this speed with the gas engine. Otherwise I don't understand this, because now we are driving on electric motor, on electric, not on the combustion. So let's now accelerate in comfort once again. I pressed more, and okay, we can go and turn on also the sound. Now we are accelerating on the combustion. Now when I'm not pressing on the accelerator, we are going on the straight line, maybe a little bit down in the decline. Maybe we are going a little bit down, or we are going on a straight road, more or less. Now it actually is using electric only. So if you are going uphill, it will use the combustion to overtake the resistance and to use the petrol engine for this. Otherwise it will use here the electric. You can also force the car to do only electric. If you go to EL, this is electric mode. You can see here electric, and now the combustion will not turn on even if you apply the same pressure on the throttle as in comfort mode. So what we will try now is what you do if you do kick down in electric mode. Do you get the combustion side, the gas engine will turn on or not? We'll try this now, because maybe you need maximum power. Alright, so now let's try what will happen in electric mode if we apply kick down. So let's go. So the engine is on, and you are actually getting maximum power, because sometimes you may need this essentially for your needs in a situation where you need to maximize basically the power which you need, some critical situations. This is good that you can still use the petrol engine and maximum power when you essentially need this. So let's go and change the mode to the Super Sport, and now you can see how this one looks. You have the temperatures for the transmission oil, engine oil, coolant, and down we have the electric motor and also the battery. So the rear battery, plug-in hybrid battery. So actually the gears will be shown only in the comfort mode. Okay, so only in comfort mode you get these virtual gears. If we go back to the Super Sport, okay, so we now have also the so-called virtual gears, because this is not true. The no gears are now working because the engine is off. But I like that we have this feature here, because you can judge sort of at which speed you are. So that is something what I also like. The steering feel is, I would say, on the lighter side, but it is nicely calibrated. I really like this. It's not too easy, because I don't like the feeling when it's like too easy to turn the steering wheel. In the performance cars like the AMG is, you need to have a little bit of the heft to it in terms of the drive. So that is something what I like. In Mercedes-Benz versions, the steering is super light. You can turn it in with one finger. It's like so luxurious, so comfortable. But here in the AMG, we want something what is a little bit more hefty, a little bit more hefty, basically more meaty, more what you can feel through the steering. So that is really good. The grip on the steering wheel is also really good. I have the same one in my A35 AMG. This is a full leather steering wheel. I have the same one as well. Has a little bit like grooves here, like in small indentations. So the grip is actually better than here on the smooth part. So now we have also iOS 18, which I would say really transformed the CarPlay. And you can watch the full video with the CarPlay as well, but I will show it to you in this video as well. So most of you will have iOS 18, I believe, and you can change the wallpaper here. When it's sunset, I would go for this, especially if you're outside of the city. So now we can get the sort of dark gray around the display, so you can read this. It's not so contrasty during night, so it's much easier on the eyes. So this is something what I prefer for sure. Braking, once again, really nice brakes. I would say even better than on the non-hybrid version. And look at this color, interesting. Actually, I assume this is a wrap. But yeah, let's try different ambient lights. You can also use the touchpad. So let's go to comfort. We have also massage seats, classic, wave massage, hot relaxing, and here in the seat actually ambient light. Okay, now we have brightness is on maximum on 10, and the color we have monochrome, so 64 individual colors, like this red, for example. This one is pretty bright, actually, strong red. And then multicolors, I quite like this as well. So this is ocean blue, a lot of blues. And here in the GLE we have these sort of thinner stripes, more decent, more subtle, more subtle way to have the ambient lighting, unlike in some other AMGs. So let me know which one is your favorite. Then we have also Miami Rose. This is also interesting shade. In terms of effects, we have also multicolor animation. Sometimes it's easier to just press here. Okay, so it will change it will cycle between the colors. And here we have the Malibu Sunset, which I also love, sort of turquoise and pinks, and burning blue, yellows, and also blues. So that is also pretty nice. So let's try here how the car actually steers. Very nice indeed. The roundabout. This is Venice pink. You can turn down the display brightness, chrome shine, and this is the ultramarine, jungle green. I call this like a Petronas, turquoise, and also like a greens. Then we have the red moon, fresh cyan. And this is for the AMGs, the racing yellow. And here we have the racing orange, also pretty vibrant colors. So let me know which one is your favorite. I usually use in the one, not always, but most of the time. So now I press the accelerator more from the start. The engine started to push, turn it on, and started to push, and now it immediately turned it off. So we can continue in electric mode actually. So that is also interesting how this actually works here. Alright guys, so we are at the full charge. 82 kilometers is a range, and I didn't film the beginning, but it was around 30 minutes. In the meantime, I just went to the Tesco, which is a grocery store, also well known, maybe even the biggest in the UK. Here it's I would say second or third biggest. So yeah, that is pretty fast. The peak was actually 62 kilowatt, the peak charging, and I basically had from 0 to 100 in half an hour, 30 minutes. A very good result in my opinion. Alright guys, so with the constant speed of 100 km per hour, 61 miles per hour or 62, we are getting actually just under 27 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. You can see this on 100% on full electric. The distance was 16 kilometers, basically in 10 minutes. So now we can try faster speeds. So at 110 km per hour, 67 miles per hour, we are looking at 30.7 kilowatt hours. So yeah, a little bit more than that. So at speeds 120 km per hour, 73 miles per hour, we are just under 34 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. And now we are at the speed limit, so the consumption rises pretty fast. Now at the speed limit 130 km per hour, 80 miles per hour, we have just under 38 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers, 37 we can say. Alright guys, so now we are driving on the battery hold mode actually. And the car will show you here on the screen if it's gliding or what it is doing actually. And we are now on the Distronic. All assistance systems are on, so the car can actually move. You just need to tap into the accelerator or on the steering wheel if you are stationary for a longer period of time. And it is doing very good job, so very smooth actually moving. I'm actually really happy with this, and such a nice and calm experience here. So for sure this is really good. This will take a lot of stress out of the driving in the traffic jams, or like a slow pace traffic such as this one. Leave a comment in the comment section down below, and I will be curious to check out your thoughts and comments about this new GLE 53 hybrid, and let me know if you would go for the 53 mild hybrid or this 53 plug-in hybrid. Let me know in the comment section down below. Alright guys, so welcome in the Forest Hill section with twisty roads, and let's see what we can get out of this car in terms of the cornering capabilities. So here we have the new 53 GLE Coupe, and this is also the all-new plug-in hybrid version with basically added batteries and weight in the back. And this car should be capable of delivering even more power than the mild hybrid, because we have electric motor 100 kilowatts as well at the front, together with the combustion engine, of course, 6-cylinder 3.0-liter inline engine with, of course, turbocharger. And this will give us 544 horsepower of system output at 750 Newton meters. So here we have first sharp corner. Let's go into the third gear, second, and let's go. Okay. Nice. Next. Okay, so that was very good. I'm actually really surprised by this. I had like a lorry behind me, delivery truck, and almost I cannot see the truck now. So wow, this was actually really good. I think I need to go closer. Okay. I have bolsters on 10. So this car has, I can feel it has more power than basically the mild hybrid. Actually much better than I expected it to be. These are quite twisty roads, as you can see and hear, because the tires are squeaking quite a lot. Wow. And it even pops nicely, this car. Okay, so this section was quite challenging in terms of the corners. You can see the motorbikes, they are driving up and down constantly, always here. So it's good for also motorbikes, but also for performance cars. Normal cars need to drive more cautious here, of course, because they don't have as much capabilities. But performance cars, this is like a mini Nordschleife for these performance cars and also the motorbikes. Okay, let's try one more time. Here we have quite sharp bend. Let's go. Nice. Of course, I'm going slower on the straights, because with this car, if you go full throttle, you are going way over speed limit, which is not the, of course, is not the point of this video. Is also we need to test corner capabilities, not the straight on the straights. Look how many motorbikes. So yeah, That's the idea, to test the cornering, not the performance on the straights. So now we go downhill. Here you don't even need to use much of a throttle. So let's see what we can get. But so far I'm really impressed. You don't feel the weight as much as I thought you would here. This is the most challenging road which I can find here in around many kilometers. You don't have really fast corners, but the angle is very steep. So maybe you can hear how my backpack is flying around. That's because the G-forces are quite significant here. Okay. We have also some pumped-in noise in the cabin. But it's more fun than I actually expected it to be. And if you buy this car, I'm not sure how often you will drive like this, but certainly we need to test this because it's an AMG, so it needs to deliver in these corners. And wow, now the crackle was nice, and it needs to deliver, of course. And when they develop this car, they also have to test this on Nordschleife, Nürburgring. So this is nothing for if you compare this with the Nordschleife. This is much slower course, but it's quite fun because you don't need to go fast here to have fun. On Nordschleife it's much faster. This is really like technical. You don't really need aerodynamics here because you have slow speeds. So mechanical grip is key here, which can deliver this car because we have a added weight in form of the hybrid pushing on the rear axle and giving the tires really nice grip. So it's pressing. Imagine usually when like two people sit in the back, you can feel that the rear has nice grip. This is the same with this car. So imagine 300 kilos, like two people which have 150 kilo each are sitting in the back. And the sound is essentially the same as with the mild hybrid. So that is also good news. And now we have a little bit of the bad road. The tarmac is not smooth, but even here in Sport Plus with the suspension, it's fine. Also brakes nicely calibrated. More on the comfort side. If you press, they are not as bitey, but nonetheless they are good. Alright guys, so we are in the twisty bits here. So we'll check the corners here in the back, essentially on the way back. Nice. Really nice. The hybrid, the way it is pressing onto the rear, really great job. And the pops, can open the sunroof a little bit. Oh, wow, this was really loud. You don't get always these pops, but when you do, it's really loud. Okay, now once again. So really nice. Okay, we are back in the corners. I think this is the last one. Yes, this is the last one. Okay, nice. and this is the last one, okay? Very good. Let's check out the heat in the tires. So what kind of temperature we are looking at. So 50 front, 40 Celsius rear. That's not too hot, but it's okay. So yeah, this is much better than I actually expected to be. Here in the corners, really nice, and also steering is good. It's not heavy, it's not light, it's just right, I would say, for this type of car. For me it could be heavier, of course, more even more hefty, but I understand that this needs to be balanced to be just right. Let's go and check the temperatures. 109 Celsius for the oil, uphill, not bad, good cooling. And here the tires are actually a little bit colder, so yeah, not much heat in these. So it's not super hot day and not even sun right now on the asphalt. But yeah, really good. And okay, now it pops back. Ho, ho, ho. Really nice. Here we have the section uphill from different side. This is more uphill than before. So for this performance, I would even like to see here bucket seats, because with these seats, okay, I have bolsters on 10, essentially on maximum, but still I think would be nice to have a bucket seats here. But for daily driving bucket seats, not many people would buy this. So that's, I understand that why they don't offer here. Maybe for some ultra performance like a V8 63 Pro or something, that would be actually cool. But for the 53, of course, you will drive this more in the daily scenarios. Cornering is nice for sure. So I would not believe personally that this car can do this type of performance previous to the drive, before the driving. I can even shift in the corner. Now we go downhill once again. We don't need as much power here, just cornering capabilities. So let's go at medium pace. We don't need now to go full pace. We can try different style. Okay, and pops are back. This is nice, this is really nice and something what many people will enjoy for sure. The brakes not fading. I'm not going, of course, in sort of like super aggressive mode, but still no fade here. They're a little bit more bitey after many driving here on the hill. And steering, now I feel that it is a little bit heavier, or maybe I'm more tired. So that could be also the reason. We can conclude this video here. We drove twice up and down, so yeah, that is a good amount for this video. So let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. What do you think about this GLE 53 here in the woods, in the forest? And the tires are still 40-40, we can say. So medium warm, not hot for sure. Alright guys, so that's it for this video. Let me know how you like the new GLE 53 Hybrid in the comment section down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this episode. Hit the notification bell and turn on all notifications so you're notified for all upcoming episodes. Thank you guys so much for your support, and I will see you soon in the next episode. Have a wonderful day.